everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a matchup today where the focus will be on the passing game. The Bears are #1 in pass defense, and they're going up against a Packers offense that knows they'll be challenged. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. First carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Okay, let's just make this one simple. We know that the running game is not their thing, but they can't just throw it on every single down without expecting some real heat from the pass rush.
And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
So we have to remember, this offensive unit, they've been off for the last 2 weeks. Had an open week, and so it might take them a little while to get back into rhythm. I know they worked hard to try and get past that in practice, but practice isn't game speed.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. They go play action here on first down. Flush to his right. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. 9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Smith. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Smith. Escaping the pressure right. A bullet throw, but incomplete. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up. Wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. again. It's Williams. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. And he'll go down. Sack. Shaquille Barrett. He's the one that...
Because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Meanwhile, taking a look at what's going on in KC. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Bears take over. It's the Lions that have grabbed the early lead. Jeremy Hill, a first-quarter touchdown there. On first down, it's Smith. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big.
Brandon Garden, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Now a handoff. This is Gordon, and he'll be brought down at about the 42. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play.
It's loose. Smith loses it. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball. So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And that will wind up just short. He had it online. It ran out of gas at the end, so they tried the 59-yarder and missed it. And now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield.
Chance there from long distance to get our first points on the board. How close was it to getting there? Pretty darn close.
And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. And that'll make it 2nd down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And an alley and it's a fumble. But it looked like a Packer. Yeah, Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Williams. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
The left side throw complete to Adams. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Onto the field now come the Bears. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Smith now to throw. That one brought in by his tight end, Adam Shaheen. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll be a gain of 18 on the play. And that'll bring up second down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done. I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Now, that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
Here's Smith. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Now Gino on first down. Flushed out right. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. 3rd and 2, Smith. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Back to throw, Smith. Buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Throwing now is Gino. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Smith trying to get him to the line quickly with the clock rolling. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. Sorry, Larry, your hard work. Tyreek Hill set to return it. A little juke. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The second quarter score from KC, and the Lions have opened it up. Off to a big start catching the football in that one. Up over 100 yards already. Eluding the pressure right. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurate when he throws a nice pass for a first down.
And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and 5.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with it.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Adam Shaheen with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and short. On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 65 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory. After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily, you're right, but he did there. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game. Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they don't get a touchdown here on this opening drive of the third quarter, but I think you still say mission accomplished as they come away from it with the lead.
Absolutely. You've got to apply the pressure here, make the other guys play catch-up for a while, and now you just hope your defense can step up and protect the lead.
On first down, Smith rolling to his right. And he finds a man on a crossing route. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
You talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
They run it here with Gordon. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Back now at Soldier Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Smith. And he rifles one incomplete. He was looking for the tight end, Adam Shaheen, that time. And it's second down. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a
Bears on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Throwing on third down, Smith. Over the middle, the tight end Shaheen with it. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now Gordon on first down. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. The Bears on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time it's 3rd and 3. Geno out to throw. Flush to his right. He is going to find Hill here. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays. I don't know if there's any other way to put it, but that play was blown up right from the snap. How about the guys on the defensive side of the ball?
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Adam Shaheen with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bears have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. It's up and good, and the lead moves to 15-10.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead. And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead.
So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the fourth with the football. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. A scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. Give him 30 yards there. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Morton. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Time for a break. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. On second down, here's Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. They'll look to throw. He's got his target. It's Cobb. Touchdown, Packers. Randall Cobb with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time, and it'll bring up third down. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Escape, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Nick Perry in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Got his target, Samuel.
Holding offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it. And this will be recovered at least by the offense, but he'll be taken down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. And that disastrous play partner is ultimately going to seal their fate in this one, isn't it?
It certainly is, because they give up the 2 points, but that's not really what did it. It's having to give up the football. And because they gave up the football, guess what? The other team now can take the ball and close this game out.
Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got to jump here.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
So step off the 5 yards. A roll.
Kick off your week by installing your game plan.